Hey YouTube, Untamed here. So you guys know I do not get attached to vehicles. Right? I don't get attached to these things at the end of the day. I love them. They're fun. It's obviously my passion. Toyota specifically, you guys know that. But I never really get attached to them. And I know that drives some people up the wall because, well, I think more normally people do get attached to their vehicles because they own them for much longer than I typically do. And so I totally understand that concept. But I just, for me, it's not the case for me. The other day, I'd posted a quick screenshot of a recent Bring a Trailer sale of a 2021 Blizzard Pearl, the white one, Land Cruiser Heritage Edition. So it had just sold on the 8th of May, just the other day. It had 3,700 miles. Mine has, I think, 3,200 miles right now, so just over 3,000. And this Blizzard Pearl, it had a roof rack on it and a couple other small, aftermarket tires, new tires on it. But really, for the most part, pretty much stock. Nothing crazy to it, okay? And it just sold for, I think it was $122,000 is what it just sold for. So pretty insane, right? Especially given the fact that the MSRP on these was, well, with the third row, it was the third row as well, just like mine. MSRP was, I think, 91 for the third row, 89 and some change for the standard second row. So pretty crazy, right? $122,000, and I screenshotted it for fun, and I shared that on my Instagram story. And lo and behold, a gentleman reached out to me from Texas. It's kind of funny because I sold a previous Land Cruiser to someone in Texas, but a gentleman reached out to me and said, hey, if you're seriously considering selling yours, I'd pay $110 for it. I've seen a lot of your videos, $110. So some guy just reached out and said that. So I went back and forth with Mrs. Untamed. You guys know me. I'll always consider it, but I decided not to. I mean, you guys know. You know how much I paid. It's not much less than that, for being honest, after everything's said and done. The trip down to Del Rio, Texas, all that. I'm trying my best to hold on to this, but you guys know me. The temptation is real to sell it when you see them going for that price point with this mileage, right? So that is certainly the question. I figured I'd pose it to you guys. What would you do? And honestly, what is your thoughts on what the value will continue to be? Because you can get these with 30 or 40,000 miles on them in the 80s. Yeah, I'm pretty confident you can still do that. Get them in the $80,000 range. So I'd be curious to know what you think the value will ultimately look like here in the next couple of years, assuming I don't put a ton of miles on it, what it would look like. And the bigger question is, would you try to capitalize on selling it right now when prices are for sure very high? So that's essentially the point of this video. Just want to see what your thoughts are on that. Should I consider posting it on Bring a Trailer just to see if anybody is interested? If you look on that particular sale, if you go check it out, I may even just post a link in the video description if you guys want to look at it, of that sale that I'm referencing. You can see a bunch of people going back and forth actually bidding on it. So a bunch of different people are back and forth, one-upping each other just a little bit, up until the last minute, and then that final bidder won, of course, at $122,000. So it wasn't just one or two random people pursuing it on Bring a Trailer. It was 5 or 6 people bidding back and forth for up until that point, which is pretty remarkable. So is that too much for this vehicle? I think so. And I honestly think how much I paid for it is too much, right? So this really is an $80,000 vehicle at the end of the day. I think Toyota priced it right with its MSRP, and just knowing that people are paying that much for it is pretty crazy. But there really isn't much else out there like it. So I understand why, and I understand the appeal. Obviously, I have a bias. I bought the thing, but I don't know. I'd be curious to hear your guys' thoughts on it. And kind of leave it there. So wrap up the video. Appreciate you watching as always. Till next time.